you know, walk over there and pick it up. Good shot by Plague there.
And Waz is able to pick up this RA that's going to be spawning the one just before Quad. Of course, Quad will spawn about 1 second before Red Armor. So that was the last RA to pick up. Waz has already lost it, though. He's just working with shards at the moment. Oh, wow. James can't put him down. Nice handoff to Plague. And he's needing, though, he doesn't have any great weapons for this Quad run. He needs... Well, apparently he can work pretty well with his railgun. He wants an
He'll
LG,
miss
though.
a
That's why
pretty
he's
good
coming over
weapon.
here. Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, if you're not going to miss, I guess there's no problem just using the railgun. This is actually the most fruitful frag run we've seen with the Quad. And, oh, nice. That was a nice pick from Plague. 62%. Make it 64. That gives you an idea of how many shots he has fired with that mother. So, very nice. You got a little on fire from the peanut gallery. I like that. 37-17. Waz picks up another.
Yeah, and that might be a backbreaking quad run there for CI. Plague just going beast mode. At least I think it was 7 rails in a row, 6 or 7 just dead rails in a row. Now take the wind out of your sails pretty quick.
Ponytails are coffee drops. Think about it. Anyway. A glance over at IRC. What can I do? Oh, wow. Nice double team. Plague will go down. Donks, though, able to pull down Waz indeed. But here it is. 10 seconds until red. And he is pretty much armorless. And... ooh, he could be picked off. I'm expecting maybe a rail coming around the corner. It looks like he's going to be able to survive long enough, and he also scoops up an LG. We've got Quad at about 32 seconds. Donks is the only guy with solid resources. James is waiting, and that's a lack of communication. James should not be waiting at this RA. Let's go look at Donks. Donks, maybe we're going to try to hold this down and try to get them both having RA before this next Quad. It's the right time to do it. But here it is. Oh, long range. He walks into 2-on-1. And Donks is going to lose all that armor. Waz is going to pull him down and go in. And that red armor has been picked up by James. He's going to come in, swoop in. And here we have Quad in about 5. He's spotting the move to red. This is a mistake. They're going to miss out on Quad. James could have been all over it. Instead, it's going to be Waz as a fresh spawn, grabbing it and going, ha 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 ha. I have Quad and you don't.
Oh, nice rocket. Nice rocket by James. Just waiting there for Waz to come up that platform.
Yeah. It looked like Waz needed a moment to figure out what the hell happened to him. He was like, what? Who? What? Yeah. And he burned off a little bit more with that plasma spam. So that was a nice play, but still CI enjoys a sizable lead of nearly 20 frags. They are starting to get in on the reds, though. So, you know, we're not quite at the halfway point. We could see a swing here.
Yeah. Like I said, still neither team really holding down the red armor area. And if M wants to get back in this map, you know, they're gonna have to hold the red armor. And they're gonna have to get these last, you know, next 2, 3, 4 quads.
Yeah.
Because Waz, from what I can tell, Waz and Plague, their aim is on fire right now.
Yeah. As you say that, Waz gets a nice impressive to basically make that red armor a little bit easier to encroach upon. Oh, look at this! He gets another one. He's gonna run out of rails pretty soon. He's gotta watch out. He's doing a little jump shot. But he's shooting at 56%, right? And his teammate, Plague, I don't know why it's after this frag. I'm going to do this little switch. Yeah, Donks is able to pull him down. But go take a look at Plague. Plague's at 55. So Waz at 56, Plague at 55. That's pretty insane. Donks, 27% rail. And we hop over to James, 30% rail. So
he's at 30%, yeah.
You know, so there's like a, you know, 25 nearly % difference in railgun between the two teams. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what strategy you can employ, if the other team's not missing their rails, it ain't gonna work out for you very well.
Now here's a nice play here. Waz is able to pick up James peeking over the edge as he picks up the quad. And I understand why James was trying to get in on that shot, but, you know, part of it is he wasn't quite set up in order to do damage. And then, of course, as soon as the quad gets picked up, you need to make yourself scarce and try to catch, you know, try to maybe get behind the quad carrier and get that shot off. Not do it, you know, pretty much in front of him where he can just buckshot you to death. So 54-26. Nice steal of the YA. That's going to keep the quad carrier a little bit weak as it fades off. And actually, oh, we do see a pummel to the face. Waz now with 32 health, backing off, but James getting a little bit spicy in there, and 55 to 28. Waz has a normal bridge to rail. So we saw him practicing some funky variations throughout, and he's going to pass
Hey, he
off
did it backwards.
lightning gun. Now here it is. You know, CI seems to be pretty content. They're not really pressing in for the death when they go for the RA. Wow, nice LG as play goes down the stairs, firing off nades, or dodging nades, I should say. 56 to 29, and oh, James going close range, not able to get the shot, and it looks like Donks is able to follow up, but oof, he is able to get the armor and the health. But look at this, he's getting
He almost messed that up.
Oh, one more. Waz is going to hug the wall. And that is classic Waz. So if anyone ever watches Waz and plays against him, you can pretty much expect that. He does that on a pretty regular basis. I mean, a lot of other players do too, because you're expecting, as was Donks there, you expect the dodge back into the center of the room. But, yeah, a little bit of a crouch and hug the wall maneuver. Like, the crouch is basically the thing that kind of throws you off, right? Because you have your shotgun usually aimed at their gut. So the crouch happens, and that's enough movement to kind of... Ooh, nice cut down to the quad. The crouch happens, that's enough movement to kind of get you to, you know, flick your shot back towards center. And then, yeah, you end up missing horribly. Nice LG tracking from James there. That was great. 61 to 33, though. A lot to come back from GGM.
Man, IAM's trying their best. I'm trying to get as many red armors as they can, but giving up all the quad. They give what, like the last 3 quads I think to CI, and all 3 have been fairly decent quad runs except for this last one. And everyone knows quad is the king in a 2 vs 2 match.
Unless you're on, what is it, DM14? Is that the number of it? The battle suit?
Yes. Battlesuit. And Battlesuit is king. Then the Battlesuit is king.
Yeah, hopefully everyone watched the ESL Team Deathmatch 4v4 that they covered, I think like a week ago. That was really good stuff. I caught it late, as I usually do. But, yeah,
you got to see some good Euros. Good Euros playing.
Seriously good, yeah.
A lot of good Euros. A lot of guys you never even heard of because they don't duel.
Nice. Nice, Waz.
Nice air rocket by Waz.
Good Lord. Little pop-up. Yeah, great set. Waz is playing.
Yeah, and right now, Waz or CI, they're just out aiming. IAM.
Yeah.
I mean, they got complete control of this map right now. I mean, they're really not even trying for red armor. CI.
Yeah, Waz is going to leave this, though. He'll finally leave that one up, but of course he got 15 seconds until Red Armor comes back, and his teammate just grabbed a quad, so basically Waz is in the right place, and IAM is not.
And that was another uncontested quad for CI. I mean, there wasn't an IAM person within 20 feet of that quad run. They're both at the red armor.
Yeah, that's just a matter of timing. I mean, they haven't had it enough times to know when it spawns. And so, yeah, a little bit of I think a teamwork error there for IAM. They really need to be able to keep an eye on that. And the other thing that we're not seeing is that when they are down and out and they can't get in on this red, they're not attacking it with rails. You know, you don't have a guy across the way over Plague's left shoulder firing off from rail. You don't have peek outs from RL. Instead, they got to come directly into the room and become extremely vulnerable to whatever CI is throwing back at them from that red platform. So, yeah, definitely some strategy issues here, I think, for IAM. CI also playing it well, though, as TTM mentioned. I think really just out-aiming their competition. 79 to 40 is the current score. We got about 4 minutes left to go. Let's take a look at some accuracies, though. Plague is rocking 55%. Oh, and almost hits that mid-air. That was pretty close. And if we go take a look at Waz, also about 50% railgun. 32 LG. And Plague at 29 LG. But again, yeah, as far as out aiming goes.
Yeah, if you're both of you are railing over 50%, you're both LGing at a 30% clip. It's really gonna be hard to lose.